Ladies and gentlemen, the time has hit 0. The song is now done. No, not time for a barrel roll. It's time for some fun. Hopefully, anyway. Alright, check 1 2, check 1 2. Just quick double check. Magic being iffy. Magic. Magic. Because magic. Ooh. Alright, I think we're live. So, what is up, guys? This is Brownie of the Joy Charge Gamers, charging with joy with tonight's episode of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last time, we managed to finish off case number 4 with its lovable ending. I will not spoil any of those who are currently playing through that if you are not watching these as we go. But, tonight we are doing case number 5. So let's see how the chronological ending of this goes ahead, because I know there's a second game attached to this series. So let's see how game number 1 ends its shenanigans. I need my volume up. So the only thing we got to begin with is apparently a telegraph came in, and Sakamoto is basically beside herself. Oh, it's not Sakamoto. Let's just have a word with her. Anyway, let's find out what's going on. Oh, it's Sasato. Hey, Sasato, buddy. You're lying. Sasato. Sorry, but you're not going to get away with that. I didn't think I would. Actually, it's nothing. Nothing interesting. Boring, in fact. A boring old telegram. That's 3 times now that she's tried and failed to convince me it was nothing. I promise that I'll tell you about it at some point. Okay. Saseki will arrive back in Japan. Oh yeah, that was the author, wasn't it? Case 4. That was the defendant, if I remember correctly. I should think so. He left immediately after that terrible ordeal. Should have completed the voyage already, or be just a few days away. That sounds about right. Very long telegram from him. Do you remember complaining about seasickness? But by and large, it seems the voyage has been going well. I was just wondering, what might have become of Saseki had he stayed in London, that's all? You mean, as regards Lord Van Sykes, the Reaper? Yeah, I can't help wondering if seasickness would have paled in significance to that case. What? It's significant? What? Lord Van Sykes is more dangerous than seasickness? Nah. The Reaper! Fear the Reaper! Or is it they say that no one who stands in the dock can be saved from the Reaper, right? Yeah, well, we got one through. Well, minus that one. Trial ended on the very day we arrived in London. Yeah, that fucking, yeah. That's a fun moment. Now, presumably that means Curse of Reaper can only take effect within the confines of the city of London, perhaps? Oh, congrats, Eon! Give us in the California Reaper, Piper? It might as well just be as hot and dangerous. I have a terrible sense of foreboding. If the legend of the Reaper is to be believed, it would mean he wields the sword of justice himself. Now think of it, I wonder what he's been up to these past 2 months. Surely not wielding that sword against more acquitted defendants. Lord Van Syke hasn't appeared in court once since our last encounter. So what's he been doing then? Just walking around doing his grocery shopping and no one batted an eyelid? I am the great prosecutor, Lord Van Sykes. What do you mean you don't have any bread? Do you know I am really Lord Van Sykes? I'll give you the bread. I want my toast. He's withdrawn again? Okay, so we beat him again and he left. To face him in recent spell trends. Ugh, just my luck. That is a valid point. If luck doesn't come into it. Sorry, what was that? No, nothing. Never mind. Can we move? Yeah, oh, we can move. Okay. We still got the armband, which makes perfect sense. You know, I kind of want to double check this whole office. I get the feeling something else is here. Oh, the telegram. Yeah! Oh, I knew that was coming! No, didn't mean that was the... I didn't think that was the telegraph. You're very mischievous at times. Then put the telegram away if you don't want people looking at it! You know, put it in a locker! Might as well check everything else while we're here. To find out old aquarium left behind here, the prawns we put in there are doing rather well, and the anemones anemones see behind glass inside your room. Example of Great Britain's greatest. Wait, was having to clean it out and change the water isn't so great though. Yeah, wait, was Britain the one who came up with the aquarium? Let's see what this is after some. I've never even peeked inside. I should think so too. The young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets, you know. Also known as Dear Diary. LOL. Whatever you say, young maiden. Might as well check everything while we're here. Yeah, I knew that the rumor doll would get something. The rumor fell over. The rumor fell over. One color net. I'd say I'd color the other eye once I... Oh. Haven't you? Twice, in fact, because I feel as though I'm still lacking as a lawyer. Oh. You think I'm a proper, fully fledged lawyer? If you insist. Well, I mean, at least it's a proper terminology. Naruhodo's desk. For about 2 months, but my desk is starting to look a little messy already. Ruminating about the place. Oy. Pun! We're punning! This is a small sacrifice for being able to further your studies. And time spent tidying up is time you can't devote to the same cause. And time spent on ridiculous arguments is time that could be better spent on simple housework. Nah, she wins. But I'm supposed to be the lawyer here. What's a girl? We all know that as a rumor for guys, guys do not beat girls. That's the rule. I mean, let's face it, in every relationship, that's how it goes too. Sadly. Let's hope she hasn't noticed me slipping sugar and milk into my cup. Oh! To be enjoyed now, Harada-san. I'll have to drink it, you know. I don't like to see you screw up your face, so. Also known as... Spring at last and the weather's warmer now. The smell of the fire and the steam rising from the kettle. Harada-san? But I'm alright for now. With the green tea Susama makes from time to time and Iris' unique herbal infusions, this place is paradise for a true tea lover. Aww. Green tea is such a wonderful accompaniment to British tea cakes. Fun. Best check that when you can, everybody. That's a fun fact to know. Oh. The shovel? A shovel? A spade. Hey, we call it a spade. They call it a spade. Yeah, for those of you in the UK, I don't know if it's mentioned in America, but we call them spades, not shovel. I don't think I actually noticed anyone in America who did call them a spade. Or if they did, I don't know about that. I'll have to do it. How to sign. It's a... Oh, no! Hello, stepladder. This is the fucking step... This is a stepladder argument. Shovels are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a spade. No, spades are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. Yep, it's the ladder and stepladder. Here we go again. Don't want to dig a hole for myself, so let's leave it. Is that everything? Yep, that looks like everything. Alright, let's go have a look downstairs. Let's go see Shooms. The 15th of April, Sholmes' suit. Yeah, because this is what we came down for. Breakfast! Iris! Ooh. And that is a violin, alright. Being strangled, that's enough here. Ah, yes. You noticed that, did you? Sholmes. Oh, so his... Oh! Oh, shoot! Sholmes depressed? Oh. A good morning to Oh, mama! Oh, and the way you were playing the violin before. My analytical mind is dead. Music is dead. The world is dead. Oh, no! Oh! That's all it is, my dear fellow. Nothing of consequence. Oh my god! Sholmes completely... I think Sholmes completely 180'd. Oh yeah, he does! Oh, I forgot about that bit. After 2 months? Insipid coffee for me if it's not too much trouble. Cat? Pussycat! Wagai? Wait. Is that the... That's the cat? Oh wait, that's actually in character? Oh shoot, I didn't know about Holmes. Oh sorry, I need to say this right. Pussycat! Sorry, I need to say that again. Pussycat! That must be some sort of tiny door for cats to use. But how did they get there? He's a cat flap. Time for breakfast. Oh, wonderful. Let me help you, Iris. Oh, it would indeed be a fine day to die. Oh, I am a cat. That's literally what that means. Oh shoot, the machine's gone. Yeah, I did notice that. Oh, good to know. Oh, we can actually. Oh, I'm not going all over this all over again. Completely clear. Yeah, there was that machine. What goes on in the great detective's mind, Mr. Naruhodo? Why, next time we're invited, we may find he's vacated the entire suite. Oh boy, that's scarily plausible, actually. Play with the kitty, that'll play. Actually, do I really have to go through all this again? Might as well double check it. I mean, so I get the feeling this is all this again. So now, hold on. Must learn to tidy up after yourself. No favoritism there, then. Oh, it's different text. Oh, different text. So some of these have different texts. Hey, Del. Good to see ya. So some of these are different texts. So some of these are different texts compared to the previous case. Okay. Displayed on the mantelpiece. Could it be? It's the woman. Is that supposed to mean something to me? Oh! There we go! Trophy! Okay, never mind. I'm glad I did this. If he'd been involved in my case, I wonder if the beefsteak from the Carnival would be on stake. That's a good question. Buster Napoleon. I wonder, yeah, what did he add from this one? What you added from this one? I can't tell what you ordered. So learn to keep your things in order, Mr. Naruhodo. No favoritism there at all. Let's get a nice... Oh, whoops! Didn't mean to do that. That huge metal chest is being used as a table for tea and coffee. It seems very sturdy with an equally sturdy lock. No, you mustn't go around opening things. We weren't going to do that. Literally called the dancing man. Good to know. How did you come to that conclusion? I get the feeling Iris has got something to say for this, but let's double check everything here. I haven't seen Iris do much writing recently, but there's paper already set up in the typewriter. Look, as if she's about to start. Can we restore? Yes, Mr. Natsumi. Yeah, he was the author. That's what I'll be doing too once I'm back in Japan, he said through tightly clenched fists and teeth. Jealousy! Well, I mean, we got a trophy. I'm sure there's another one here. How are we all doing today, by the way, everybody? We all doing good? For those of you who are new to our channel, if you're somehow watching this, glad to see you here. Hope you enjoy the show. Brownie will do your best to keep in check of everything. Time of tea has many similarities with tea customs, don't you think? The idea of hospitality behind it, the essence of tea. Well, I mean, that's one way to put it. Oh, no, I see that, That's a charming little white shelf, and full of charming little models, too. Aren't quite so charming, it seems. Science is the future, Mr. Naruhodo. Why is it I'm now scared that Susato's gonna walk around with law chemistry? Take down those whatever skills you boast. As useful as they are, I'm not sure that my throwing skills are worthy of inclusion in that list. Well, tough shit. They are now. I wonder if we have to talk to... Let's talk to... Let's see what's going on. It used to be the case that in my hands, this violin sung like the dawn chorus. Its melissonant tones would make flowers. Melissonant. The muses are unamused with me. The goddesses of music have thrown me over. Mr. Sholmes. For hours I have forebode, for days even, through the night I have endeavored to no avail. That sound, my tone, is lost. That brilliant, clear, unwavering tone. Gone forever! No more recitals of unbridled emotion! Well, you haven't been practicing much lately, have you, Hurley? No. I'm sure I'll come back to you in time. Heed my words, Mr. Naruhodo. The goddesses of the arts are fickle. One day they bestow genius on a man, the next they unmercifully withdraw it. God damn, deep, man! I'm going deep. Ooh! Why is this happening to me? If they take the turn I have for the violin from me, what is left, for pity's sake? What is left? You're supposed to be a detective, not a violinist. It's a hobby. It's a I love that they nearly just reincited the same pose and then just went, nope, reset to the next one. It's like, arm on shoulder? Nope. Deduction, perhaps? Isn't that what you're known for? Yeah, let's find out what happened. Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. I don't like to pry, but... Hey, where'd that go? Empty today. Well done, Mr. Sato. Your observational skills do you credit. Well, it's a giant fucking gold machine. They pale in insignificance when compared to yours. You'd struggle not to notice, wouldn't you? Great analytoscope. That's it. Windy Banks? No, Windy Bank. The pawnbroker. Oh, he's selling it? It has some considerable value, you see, quite undeservingly. Jeez. I said the city was so desperate. I would have gladly passed what little income I have to you. Dear madam, things are far from desperate. But the pawnbroker has your wonderful machine. How can it be anything but desperate? Making use of a pawnbroker is quite ordinary here in London, I assure you. Doesn't sound ordinary at all. It sounds desperate. It would seem that neither of you fully understand how pawnbroking works. Are you gonna... Wait, is that gonna be involved? I didn't ask to study this side of the test. Hold on. I'm just gonna double check by talking to Iris first. Oh, we can... we talked to them both. Okay. Might as well talk to Wagahai. To his new home. Oh, yes. And I've become very attached to the little Waggy. It would appear his previous owner is completely forgotten to him. Cats are unfeeling creatures. Their muses empty as the hearts of the muses. Wow! Oh! Mr. Natsumi had no intention of taking Waggy back to Japan. I wonder why he kept him in the first place. I expect he would have taken him if he could. But pets are strictly forbidden aboard steamships in our experience. Yeah, so they couldn't have really taken him. Passage are not obeyed. I'd rather not go into that detail. Yes, he really is. What about the door? I don't remember seeing that tiny thing in the main door before. Where did that come from? Oh, you noticed? You are observant, Runo. Look, I use this. Oh no. What is that? I call it the cat flapper mat. Gosh, a machine for making doors just for cats? That's right, it can make a cat flap for a little furry friend like Waggy in seconds. And it can do it in any door at all, no matter what's it made of. Don't use it in a ship hall. Please do not use it in a ship hall. Wouldn't it have been quicker just to make the cat flap rather than making a machine to make the cat flap? Well, yes, maybe, but now I can make cat flaps anywhere I like. You must... Upstairs, Iris. She really knows how to come up with unconventional inventions, this girl. Well, at least we got the truth about what happened to our lovely little thing. Alright, pawnbroking. What do we got? You said we didn't fully understand how pawnbroking works. To the people of London, pawnbrokers are king. Oh, please excuse me. I think that's my my lack of energy drink giving in. What brand is this? I know nothing. I'm just a simple boy. My pawnbrokers are akin to the banks. Banks? On Mondays, merchants relinquish their finest jackets and trappings to their pawnbroker of choice. With the money they receive in return, they are able to trade happily through the week. And then on Saturdays, they go to recover their things using the money they've earned. So in short, it's like a weird sort of loan? Everyone does it, you see, especially people in inner London. And should they have money to spare, they would purchase another fine jacket. Not to wear, obviously, but to pawn, should the need arise. So, yeah, it's that type of pawnbroking. So whenever we have something that's getting in the way, we leave it at Windybanks, you see. A pawnbroker can be thought of as an extremely secure vault. I would have thought that even pawnbrokers are different here in Great Britain. Of course, you have to watch Hurley with it. Sometimes he pawns things he really shouldn't. Don't you, Hurley? Oh! What does it matter if the world is dead to me now? God damn. This is rather depressing. Cat! Wagahai? Cat goes splat! Yeah, I got a horrible feeling myself. Oh, what was that? Oh, Wagahai's tangled up in the violin. Oh, the violin? Oh no! Wagahai got to the violin. Don't be surprised. if the cat is a more accomplished musician than I now. Is this? Oh no, not a catastrophe. Oh, you fuckers. Oh. God damn it. Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out. I mean, if this is going off onto like what Colt said, then this is because a case is finished, so he got depressed. So it sounds like it's like, this is not what it is. Well, anyway, I'll put it back where it lives, shall I, Hurley? Out of the cat's reach, if possible. Might have to. There's more here? Look. Might as well check the violin again. It's a Stradivarius, one of the finest violins in the world, made by the renowned Italian luthier Antonio Stradivari. Oh, I see. It doesn't really look anything special to me. I happened upon it covered in dust, languishing in a pawn shop down a nondescript back alley. Ugh. Well, for a full price of... The broker had no idea of its value, so I was able to purchase for a mere 55 shillings. How honorable of you. Until today has been my faithful companion in every great Paganini-inspired performance I have made. I ask you, is there reason to live in a world devoid of music to tolerate this blanched existence? No! Well, I mean, the world of music did give us Justin Bieber, so... You tell me if that worked out. There is none! Mr. Sholmes? What, dear madam, what? My thoughts are preoccupied with fancies of release from this dull routine. Yeah, so he's waiting for something to happen. Very different to normal, don't you think? Hmm? What do you mean, Mr. Sada? Huh? The tone of the wood? He's right! What's this? I'm terribly sorry to... It's a fake! It's a fake! Wait, it's not a violin? I believe it's an entirely different instrument called a viola. A viola? What? Oh, I love that he smiled as he fell down. Right, this is my faithful Stradivarius? So what? What, pray, is this piece of stringed flotsam? Not your faithful performing partner, then. It's a fake. What must have happened? You do, Iris? This is just a simple mix-up. It sounds like Iris might be able to tell us. Alright. Save the girl! It's not the mix-up. What do you mean by a mix-up, Iris? Well, you see, this viola, I mean, was at Windy Bags until last week. Okay, so they picked up the wrong thing. Not Mr. Jones's beloved music partner. Oh. There is a proverb from the East, from which you are no doubt familiar, my dear fellows. Always let a beloved child travel. Yes, indeed. So you sent your beloved violin to the pawnbrokers in the hope that it would experience personal growth? Personal growth. Last week, I pawned my great analytoscope in order to release my precious... Oh! Mr. Windybag mistakenly furnished me with this tawdry fiddle instead. But my ears cannot be deceived by the hollow timber of this timber. No, but your every sense was deceived by the fact that it still just had strings. Yeah, that's the old concept of, you call it a turd, it's still a turd. It's like it's a violin, it's still got strings. Yeah, I know the partial difference. Never just a pawnbroker. They'll try to fiddle you. Fiddle you. Told us that you could think of a pawnbroker as an extremely secure vault. Come, Mr. Naharu. Dilly darling will not get at you nowhere. Oh, we're gonna go pick it up. Clutching your toast with that vacant aspect, brushing your coffee so toastly. Are you not a little embarrassed by your own conduct, considering the urgency of which we are faced? Here we go again. Precisely, Mr. Sato. Not a moment's delay. Oh boy, here we go. Finish my bacon and eggs. My dear fellow, surely you do not still intend to crunch your bacon with a crazy bacon aspect to fresh your egg even more toastly? Alright, say no more. Let's go then. Hi, Runo. I'd be happy to heat out for you again later. Oh, thank you, Iris. As it happens, I am rather curious to see what a British pawnbroker looks like. Well, let's go have a buck look. Oh! 2 locations. Well, let's go check out the pawnbroker. Not so much a case, that's 15th of April, Windybags Pawnbroker. Huh. Definitely looks nice. Why, there are all sorts of tools and contraptions in here that I've never laid eyes on before. Ah, Sasato, and that spark of wonder in your eyes. You can't wait to scour the shelves, can you? Can you enjoy places like this? I don't know why, but seeing such a lot of things, I don't understand if it's a real thrill for me. Curiosity. Oh dear lord, he got the fucking coat. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. He's back on the coat. Only matters of business, not pleasure. And clearly Mr. Sholmes means business too, judging from the spark of fury in his eyes. Mr. Sholmes, sir. Welcome back. Oh, there he is. Did you hear that brazen welcome? Well, yes, we are potential customers after all. We are disgruntled customers, Mr. Naruhodo. It's time to inform Mr. Windybag of our hire. Come! The fight is afoot! I kinda like his design. Alright. Let's get the violin back. Oh, this which I retrieved from you some days ago? Yes. This second-rate fiddle is not my faithful instrument, Mr. Windybag! The color of the wood is different. It has holes in it. It's not even the same size. A wonderful summary of our observations, Mr. Sholmes. Well, at least you understood we did the work. I'm so very sorry, sir. How utterly unforgivable of me, an inexcusable mistake of a pawnbroker. There is one way to make amends. Oh. Whoa! I don't think that will be necessary, do you? I love that pose. Look at his face. Yeah, don't do that. If I may just say one thing before I pop off. Yes? It was you, sir, Mr. Sholmes, who took it upon himself to rule the item the other day, I believe. Sorry? As I recall, I entered the storeroom to fetch your violin when I heard, ah, here it is. You did? He took the wrong thing by mistake. Taking the viola and left so he knew it was a viola. However, there can no doubt that the blame lies firmly on my own door for allowing you to leave. So I shall not grumble or grouse any longer. May this guilt die with me! No, stop it! The fight is over. I do humbly, but well, oh my god! Oh my god, he genuinely feels bad. Well, you wouldn't be Mr. Herlock Sholmes without that questionable disposition now, would you? Yeah, I thought that a minute. Right, so... it's either laugh or cry, I suppose. You are, it must be said, one of my more challenging customers. I need to remind you of your peculiar collection of items you brought through my door in the past. Peculiar items? In the extreme, Mom. For example, that unpublished manuscript of an eponymous work, the novels of Sherlock Holmes or some sort. Oops, no book. Sorry, I've yet to read, you mean? Ah, forgive me! Wait, before you die, you must tell me more. I love Windy here. It's really fired up. Is there really an unpublished story under this very roof? Well, one day the gentleman here brought in an old metal chest, you see. I should like to entrust this to your care for a while, Mr. Windybag. For a chest like that, 1 shilling, sir, not a farthing more. It houses something of great value indeed. The latest manuscript, recounting the adventures of one Mr. Sherlock Holmes. I beg your pardon? A manuscript? You wish to deposit a manuscript? Indeed I do, for I am confident it will be quite safe here. And that was that. Interesting. As such, Mr. Holmes' latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom. Mr. Holmes, is that true? Do I sense that someone doesn't want to talk about this? I continue to pay your fee, do I not? Then kindly continue to store my belongings securely. His way of going, shush. Of course, sir, of course. The servants are with me. I assure you of my life. This is all very strange. Have you been through our stuff? Could I ask you something? Ah, a gentleman from the east, I see. Yes, that sable suit. I suppose I could offer you 6pence for it. Without wishing to offend, the tone is somewhat dull. Sorry? Aha, but for your splendid attire, Ma'am, 5 guineas, no less. The colours are exquisite, the design exotic. Eastern artistry in its finest, may I say. 5 guineas, you say? How interesting. Sasato. Why do I feel as though I've suffered some sort of defeat here? Actually, I was hoping to ask you about your business. I've heard it said that pawnbrokers are used rather like banks here in London. Yes, sir, indeed. Many of my customers utilize the establishment as you describe. I appraise their items, offer them a proportionate loan and 2 months of secure stowage. If in that time they repay the original sum to me plus the agreed interest, their items are happily returned. Okay. Happens if they don't pay you the money. Then the items are offered for sale in my shop, as you can see on the shelves behind me. So you never sell items before the 2 months has passed then? That's right, Mom, that's right! Which means some considerable responsibility rests on my shoulders. You know, normally pawnbrokers will be after the best thing for the best income. This guy generally seems like a good man. I like him. So his precious belongings be lost, the only recompense is for me to end it all! The very idea, Mr. Windybag, is an absurdity. One should never talk of one's demise so casually. Calling the kettle here, are we? Says the man who was telling us all it was a good day to die this morning. And let us not forget that I have already helped you take measures to ensure such a tragedy never occurs. A simple device which Mr. Windybag's installed in the shop. I call it the red-handed recorder. So, a red-handed recorder? Red-handed recorder. Okay. It's a red-handed recorder. Use your eyes, my dear fellow. There are 2 just below the ceiling. Oh, security cameras. A camera attached to some sort of timing device. Very astute. It is indeed a camera furnished with some 100 pieces of celluloid film. And every 30 minutes precisely, the camera automatically records the appearance of the shop. Here, I have an example I can show you. Oh no. This guy's gonna be the one who's dead, isn't he? Because this is a fucking hint. A film so sensitive it produces a crystal clear image, even in the dark. Really, that's extraordinary. Yes, you can clearly see the counter and the door behind it. Look! So you see, were someone to enter the premise with ill intent, his identity will be suddenly exposed. But did you not say the photographs were taken at 30? Yeah, timing. Indeed, as you say, my dear madam. Then what if the incident were to occur in between times? One could only say that would be a cruel twist of fate. So what? So what, criminals haven't a stoop to the time? I must confess, your devices have been giving me some cause of distress of late. I beg your pardon, Mr. Winnybag? Surely they are anything but distressing. Reassuring's the word. It's the cost of the film, sir. You most graciously placed not one, but 2 cameras in my shop, after all. Which means I must pay for nigh on 100 utterly useless prints every single day. Oh, that's true. Afraid the cost of the film will break me before I'm very much older. Oops. Nevertheless, a small price to pay to ensure the safety of my preferred pawnbroker. No? My dear fellows, we verge on an age where safety and security come at a price. Oh, heaven help us. Now then, Mr. Sholmes, allow me to return your precious violin. There it is. Perhaps this might mark the end of the peculiar items you try to pop. Because if anything were to happen to one of them, this would be the only answer! I really think you want to stop waving that gun around. Someone could get hurt. Fear not! I've only loaded a single bullet, so no one but myself could possibly be harmed. That's not really what I meant. Good day to you then, Mr. Windybag. It's been a pleasure as always, Mr. Sholmes. I know now we can explore at last. Okay, so in short, they want us to double check this entire place. Okay, good to know. As well double check the counter. This ledger open on the counter there. Mr. Winnybag is, if nothing else, very particular about recording the items he accepts. He'd have to, otherwise he'd get himself into all sorts of trouble. Which might explain that thing that catches my eye far more than the ledger. The gun! Do not entertain even a single thought of pilfering an article herein, my dear fellow. I assure you, Mr. Windybag would not hesitate to draw that weapon with a speed bellowing in his portless eyes. Blow his brains out, indeed, in recompense for his blunder. I'm not sure that's what was in mind. How could you even suggest it? Okay, crystal skull? A little door hidden. Oh, it was the door? How did that one mean the door? These articles that are currently in pawn. I see. There's nothing of particular interest inside. I certainly wouldn't recommend any larcenous activity. Recommend it or not, it's not something I intend to do. Yeah, I got a hunch there, Eon. Mr. Well keeps the key. Before he sleeps, he places it into a small pot which he slides under his pillow. How enough do you know about that, Mr. Jones? I am a detective, sir. It is my business to know what others do not. I am frequently assailed by information that I neither care for nor wish to retain. You are a wonder. I'm not sure that's the word. The prime suspect if this pawn gets burgled. Might as well check the shelving. Crockery, footwear, clocks and watches. Almost anything you care to imagine. Those are forfeited items offered for sale by the pawnbroker. What does that really mean, though? When you pawn or colloquially pop an item, the broker loans you money against its worth. He stores the item for a brief period of time, after which the loan must be repaid. If not, he is free to display it in his shop for sale at a price of his choosing. Now you've explained it, I'm noticing little price tags on everything. Of course, simply by paying the agreed interest on the loan, one can extend the period of safekeeping. So you may pawn that black garb of yours without fear, my dear fellow. My treasured university uniform. Never! It embodies my student spirit. It fails my pride. And now the gong or something. That, my dear madam, is a music box. Surely you have such things in your own country. Oh my, yes, but I've never seen one so large before. Yeah, because the other ones before we saw is a ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Or the one I'm familiar with is in a... Oh. Anything like it before? Oh. Specimens of a larger variety commonly found in public houses and restaurants. There is a metal disc inside on which the notes to be played are recorded. Simply by replacing the disc with another, any music you care to imagine can be played. It's actually beautiful. Indeed, though their popularity has waned recently with the development of the gramophone, of course. As the technology advances at such an overwhelming pace. It's kind of a beautiful little thing there, actually. Oh. Big fat man. Big bomb bag. Have I talked everything here? Oh yeah, the rest of this here. What do you suppose this enormous machine is? It seems to have two little windows for looking through. Allow me to enlighten you, my dear fellows. What you are looking at is a stereoscope. Oh, stereoscopes! Good lord! Yeah. Yeah, it's those things that you sort of see sometimes, well, like in the UK, beach moments. It's where you look through the holes, and it's essentially a moving picture on the inside of it. And there's probably a few of those. Even like those old arts and crafts shows would probably tell you how to make your own with like a pencil. Pencil, paper, and... It is aptly named, I assure you. Look through the eyepieces and see for yourself. Just before you do, there's something I should point out. My dear fellows, in order to see the image properly, stereoscopically as it were, you will need to be cross-eyed. It's beyond you. It is little consequence today. Hmm? Haha! To be cross-eyed like I'm trying to look at my own nose? What the? I don't believe it. Oh, it's a moving picture. Ow, can anyone make do with that? But it seems like you could reach out and touch it. Yes, the sense of death is startling, is it not? Yeah, I just tried to do it myself and it hurt my head. Ow, hurt my head. I was to see them. There was such black magic. It's no magic, my dear madam. It is, well, far too complicated to explain at present. We shall save this lesson for another day. Now that you've been told to shut the fuck up. Ooh, calendar. April 15th. Oh, 3D glasses. Yes, that's not for sale, I must point out. It is an Eastern-style page-a-day calendar. Every night at midnight, I tear off the front page to reveal the following day's date. For a tearaway fellow such as yourself, Mr. Windybag. And who was it who walked out of here with the wrong vial? Yeah. It is passed without payment. Articles are forfeited, you see, so I have to keep a close eye on the date. It's something of a pawnbroker's obsession, you might say. Oh yes, I can see you're very dedicated to your job. Oh! Globes of gold. Is that some sort of charm? Dear me, have you not seen that sign before? No, never. The 3 golden balls in Great Britain, at least, the universal sign of a pawnbroker. There are more than 700 such establishments in the I had not imagined your ignorance was so profound. Oh. Well, what is the significance of the 3 golden balls, then? Does it have some special meaning? Don't think it does, to my knowledge. Dear madam, irrelevant even. You mean you don't know? Oh! Hello. Tape recorder! That must be a tape recorder. Is that a tape recorder? Hi, Del. Oh, no. Oh! What are you two doing? What? Us? Nothing. No, nothing at all. Whatever the device is, it seems to have a pair of little windows to look through. I feel as though I've seen something rather similar to this elsewhere. What? Oh, hello. Barely worth a penny, miss. I can often... What? Sounds like there's an argument brewing over by the counter. You having a proper butchers? I've seen all I need to, young girl. Well. Look who came back. Gina. Hello, Gina. Lestrade. Yep, Gina Lestrade. God damn it. Hello, Gina. Gordon Bennett, you lot! Hello, Miss Lestrade. I hope you've been well. The fucking gun! Eh? What, you remember me then, do ya? Well, I remember being completely surrounded by smoke, that's for sure. So, what are you doing in here? Down and out like the rest of us? Nothing to eat? Come to pop that black weasel? Sorry, coat, have ya? It's about that black uniform that makes everyone comment on it! Good day, unless I'm much mistaken. You would be the young pickpocket who stole that experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ah! Mr. Sholmes! So, you have something of value to pawn, do you? Allow me to see the article, and I shall negotiate with Mr. Windbag on your behalf. Pull the other one, I don't need no help from some stuck-up D. Says, go on or I make trouble for you. As you wish, Miss Lestrade, I will happily remove myself from your presence. Oh yeah, she does! She does! She's got a normal jacket! I'm sorry, but as I said, there really is no room for negotiation here. A disc? Go on, leave me alone! Oh, Miss Lestrade, just pretend we aren't here. We shan't be offended in the slightest. Can really stand her ground when she wants to. Whatever. Well. Yeah, he needs to see what she did. Somehow I didn't really think you were the sort of person who'd use a pawnbroker, Miss Lestrade. Yeah, well I am, alright. I'm a Londoner, just like everyone else. That's a problem, is it? No, not at all. It's just that, well... Oh, I get it. I know what you're thinking. That thing probably don't even belong to you. Probably got it on the diet, didn't she? Yeah, I can see it written all over your Chevy Chase. That's Cockney rhyming slang, alright. A Chevy Chase face. And, yeah, I know that's a music plate. Curious question to all of you guys. How many of you guys are actually familiar with Cockney rhyming slang? Obviously, some British people will know that one like myself, but any of you guys from outside of it, I don't know how well Cockney rhyming slang is mentioned much. Well, I might have been thinking something along those lines. You're not going to deny it, Mr. Naruhodo? No, why would I? Alright. So, for those who are unfamiliar, Cockney rhyming slang is basically when you say, like, a load of random... No, not Chevy Chase. Cockney rhyming slang is basically when you say a certain phrase and it rhymes with what you're basically working with it. So, Chevy Chase is the Cockney rhyming for face, for example. So basically you'd have to look up quite a few for that one. In fact, how about a random guessing game? You know what? Let's do a random guessing game. Might as well get some random Cockney rhyming slang. Get some random. So there is a common one. There is one I definitely know off the top of my head. So see if anyone actually knows this one. There's a common Cockney rhyming slang that most people know, which is apples and pears. What do you think that one is a Cockney rhyming slang of? Apples and pears. Just remember, it's not a facial feature. It could mean an object. It could mean anything. See if you know that one. Apples and pears. See if anyone knows that one. Love to see if any of you guys know that one. Well, I don't know how best to answer that, really. Yes. Suppose sometimes. That's probably the best way you can describe it. Even Mr. Strat. But not this time, alright? I swear, that thing belongs to me. The disc that Mr. Windybag is holding? I wish we could see what he has to say about all this. It's a good idea later. Alright, talk to the Windbag. I'm curious to see if anyone knows this. Don't look it up if you're looking it up! So if any of you guys aren't familiar with this one, apples and pears is the Cockney rhyming slang for stairs, aka steps, stairs, that type of thing. Reason for it is because most of the time it's supposed to represent, well, I've got a full description of this one because I saw it here as a reminder because I saw it on the list when I was looking it up. The phrase describes the idea of graduation. Every good costermonger has skills to display in the front of his stall. The selected samples of fruit and vegetables are expertly graded in steps and stairs, with the ones that are most in season more common and set in an arresting display at the back of the display, while the older ones are at the front to sell quicker. In short, it's basically a display. Apples and pears is stairs. How's that for your random lesson of the day? Let's see if we got, let's see if I can find a... Okay, this should be, let's see,
Heads up!
Oh! R4 Lyra has hit us up with a follow. Thanks for following! There you are, random fun. Alright. Okay, here's a, Okay, how about this random one as a random one for you there? Let's see. Ooh, here's a good one there. Yeah, how about this one? There's a few here I've never actually seen before, so this is a surprise to see some of these. Find a good one before we carry on, just very, very quickly, just because random laws. Okay, how about a nice easy one? Because there's an easy Cockney rhyming slang that was on. Days adorning. What does days adorning mean? Try that one. There you go, random lol. I've seen one of these discs before. Small protrusions on the metal disc encode the tune to be played by the music box. You simply insert the disc and set the machine going and beautiful music plays. So incredible. Tell us, what tune is on this disc? Well, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you that. There are so many different types of music box, you see. British made, German, Swiss. I have no way of knowing which particular machine this disc was made for. And that's in a nutshell. So in short, we need to basically pray it's the right one. Really, I'm already offering more than a penny. That's a packing of lies. He told me he did. He said it was, well... Wait, he... Hello? Never you mind, it just ain't right, that's all. This disc worth good money, I know it is. Well then, you'll have to try your luck at another pawnbroker's, won't you? Ah! Nah. She's been in before, of course, this little tatterdemillion. Tatterdemillion, I like that word, that's a good one. Some dubious article or other with her every single time, I might add. Yeah, that's what Days of Dawning means. It's the Cockney rhyming slang for people who work in the morning. Mostly people who basically do like night shifts. So for those who come in, you basically say, "Hey up, Paul, Days of Dawning." So as if to imply that you worked through the night. Yeah, there's a load of other ones which are very interesting. Yeah, there you go there. How about one last one just for some randomals to see what you do about this one. Let's see. How about Scotch Mist? How about Scotch Mist? So, is there something dubious about the dish she brought in today? Well, if only it were that simple. What do you mean? What she actually brought in was a storage ticket. Storage ticket? So, Mr. Stroud has come to redeem an article. Okay. Yeah, that's right. A girl like me has a lot of stuff who needs storing. Alright, yes, that's definitely dubious. The article in question would have been forfeited at midnight tonight, but as she gave me the ticket for it and we paid both the loan and the interest, I was obliged to return the article to her. Well, what was the article? Do tell us, Mr. Winnieback. The scamp is wearing it. The jacket! Yep, there it is. Scotch Mist, I'm going to take a stab in the dark and guess that means an alcohol-breathed drunkard. That is exactly what that means, Floof. It is... Scotch Mist is pissed. Supposedly, yeah, it's a standard one. That should be obvious. So yeah, that's the prime example of Cockney rhyming slang in a nutshell. The lovable lols of what you got there. Well done, Floof. I mean, congrats on that one. You figured one out, which is good. What? What's wrong with that? If it's done it, I mean, it's mine, so of course it does. So, what about the disc then? How does that come in all this? Found in the jacket? Entire. A new article to pawn if that girl and I can agree on a price. Okay, new article. Go on then. So, this disc has something to do with this. It's really quite simple. Yes, the child brought me a storage ticket and the money owed on it, as you say. This heavy black coat, which you returned to her care, as I'd understood it. That's right, yes. Unsurprisingly, as soon as the little ragamuffin put the thing on, she went rifling through the pockets. So in short, double checking that nothing was in it. What? Don't you know it's rude to stare at a lady? Oh, I see. So it came from the pocket of the overcoat, did it? If you mean this disc, then yes, exactly, Mom. And she immediately tried to pawn it for quite a high price as well. This is all rather suspicious. Give it up, I'm just trying to pawn something like anyone else would. Mr. Strahd, may I ask you who deposited the overcoat here in the first place? Well, me... It doesn't really appear to be your size. I think we know who this belongs to. I think it belonged to our little Oompa Loompa friend. Me old man! It's me old man's, ain't it? No. Lie. Doubt. All rather suspicious. It's Mr. Oompa Loompa. Out of my way, please. Oh, another customer? Oh! Who's this picture postcard English gentleman? Well, at least he's true honest. Good day to you, ladies, gentlemen. I will admit, though, he definitely screams gentleman. There is no problem, as long as you remove yourself. I have a matter to discuss with the proprietor. And if you intend to make a problem of it, I shall see you outside, little girl, for the hiding you deserve. The Top Hat Clan and the Ace Attorney. Look, ain't it obvious? I ain't done talking with him yet. If you think you're such a gent, you should know how to wait in line. Ooh. Well, you are an impudent little brat, aren't you? As well as a pickpocket. Shit! Who are you? How do you know who I am? The question is, how do you not know who I am? You haven't the courtesy even to remember the faces of your uh-oh. Oh, shit! Broker? Yes, sir. I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes, the article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. Oops. Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel. And needless to say, any music box discs? Oh. It's the old man's, or it was, now it's mine. Shit. Oh yeah, I know that. Very awkward situation. Yes. So we should hear both sides of the story in a little more detail. Okay, so we can talk to the other gentleman. So first let's talk to Gina. Is what the gentleman is saying. What do you think? It's all lies, ain't it? Obviously. I swear on me life. I ain't never laid eyes on that dandy before. Let's hear it now, you little ragamuffin. You stole it, didn't you? That ticket you bought in here just now. No, I swear it. I swear to God. It was barely an hour ago. I was walking along the street, minding my own business, when this little gutterling ran into me. What's what had happened? I've been robbed yet again, I thought to myself. Those wretched pickpockets. He actually pointed out an article. Okay. As you can see, I'm a man of impeccable style. The first time that I've been targeted by these black scum scoundrels. Now then, relinquish my overcoat. Welcome back, Del. Look who came back. Gina's back. Mr. Strahd, give the poor good gentleman his coat back. If you're going to cause trouble, I shall have no choice but to call the police. Hold on, why does everyone think it's me? Dandy Coven, you think I'm the dodgy one? I'm sorry, but no one's going to believe you. What about evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence that I've stolen something, eh? Come on, let's see it. Oh, I have evidence, naturally. You what? Oh, shit. 1 second. I need to know who the hell we're playing with here. Excuse me, but who are you? One would expect the inquiry to introduce himself first. Though clearly you are not British, so perhaps our ways are foreign to you. Oh, sorry, yes. We're from the Empire of Japan. We're studying here. Oh, yes, Japan. I've heard talk of the place. Its inhabitants live on some fiery brown-colored soup dressed up with exotic spices. You might be thinking of somewhere else. What was that there gesticulation about? Perhaps, anyway, if you are a gentleman, sir, you offer your own name first before inquiring after the name of another. Of course, yes. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a lawyer. Well, a student of law, really. My name is Sasato Mikatoba. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's assistant. I see. My name is Benedict. Yes. Edgar Benedict. Edgar Benedict. Edgar Benedict. Enchanté. Oh my fucking god. His name is suspicious. Now to the matter at hand. What the fuck? My overcoat. Return it at once to someone with the style to carry it off. Every move he makes, every breath he takes, I can't stand watching. Every move, every breath he takes, every move he makes, I'll be watching you. God damn it, you're making references to movies now. Soundtracks, sorry, soundtracks. Okay, evidence. Article Mr. Starwood. He must be an actor. We now consult Mr. Winback's ledgers to know the truth. We'll be able to look up the name of the person who deposited the article. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's how you do it. Oh. Afraid that won't be possible. Oh? I never ask customers' names. That's a strict policy of mine. Shit. Well now, as you can imagine, some of my customers have circumstances to consider. A great many of them prefer to maintain their anonymity. Anonymity. Don't wreck your brain, kid. How can you know if not it belongs to the person asking to redeem it? Oh, it's quite simple. Good sir, might I trouble you for the watchword associated with the article? Wait, password? Of course, it's a password, isn't it? Professor! Yes, that's right. And all the evidence we need. This gentleman is the rightful owner of the article, without doubt. A password, basically. Sorry there, Gina, but I think you've kind of lost if he knows the password. Still really big. As I just explained, I never ask customers' names when they deposit items with me. There are many reasons why. Certain customers would like to keep their activities secret. The fucking detective doing his thing again. That wasn't exactly a subtle glance at Mr. Sholmes now, was it? Detectives have no dark secrets, none at all. No. Anyway, that's why I always ask for a watchword, never accept a new article. In many ways, it's like the secret combination of numbers used to unlock a vault. The date of deposit, a description, and a watchword uniquely identify each item. And of course, then I give the storage ticket to the customer. When someone comes to redeem something, I ask for the ticket and the watchword. Yes, Cotlow? Someone tells you the correct watchword, you return the article? That's right, sir. Yes, just as soon as the requisite fee is paid. Gina knew the password too. How else can she redeem the code? That's true! So the article in question is an overcoat deposited 2 months ago on 15th of February. With a watchword of Professor. Perfectly correct information, sir. But how? Really, this is beyond a joke now. This is no further room of a doubt. So the question is Gina the one who did it, and somehow got all the info, or is this guy the fake one? And he's got it back, complete with a new coat. So let that be an end to the matter. And thank you for your custom, Mr. Eggert Benedict, sir. With such reasonable rates of interest, I may even decide to come back. This is why I hate grown-ups. Just because I'm a diver, everyone thinks that makes me a liar. And the contents of the coat pockets, if you please, broker. But of course, sir, here's the disc for you. Just this one? Panzer? I was expecting another. That is... Oh, no. Oh dear. I regret to inform you, sir, that what was deposited with me was merely the overcoat. The disc happened to be in one of the pockets, but I was completely unaware of it until now. Uh-oh. So guttling, you're hiding more of what's rightfully mine, are you? Sazue, I don't know nothing about it. Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute, that disc. Whoa! Uh-oh! Oh, shit! Uh-oh! That's alright. Oh, I found it first, alright. Uh-oh! Oh, you take it. Me? Don't let me off again, so you keep hold of it. What the hell's going on here? What the hell's going on here? Okay, I'm looking at this. Okay, let's double check this, because I got the... There's the gold pins, and they plug teeth on the comb to make notes. And just on the edge, there's a small amount of blood. Yes, the blood of that mysterious Mr. Eggert Benedict. So tried to grab the disc from him. The pin scratched his fingers, it seems. Like when you're grating some Deccan radish and accidentally catch your finger. Ouch! Just thinking about it hurts! Puts me off eating radish. Oh! Hello! To McGilded! That's it for McGilded! That's McGilded! Called it! Called it! Somebody's name for McGilded! It is. Good to know. So the question is, what the fuck is going on here? I don't know what's going on anymore. Oops. Hand that disc to me at once, please. No, don't. He's lying. Grown-ups are all liars. What do I do? Oh, you're gonna make me pick. How am I gonna resolve this? Are you actually asking me to pick? Are you genuinely asking me to pick? Are you genuinely asking me to pick? Fucking hell, are you actually asking me to pick? D-bag. It's clearly at a loss here. We have to do something about this boy who reaches for his revolver of his. She diligently over his shop. There are so many things I'm curious about, but somehow I don't really feel like this is the right time to be browsing. Oh, he's still here. I might have to speak to him. Look at those piercing eyes. He's clearly in no mood to talk. Something quickly before this mysterious gentleman reaches for the police. Okay, and Gina's gonna have nothing to say, I bet. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I know who we need to talk to. Sholmes, we need you. As you enjoy a Baracara caramel. Yes, caramel? Huh? So, you found me at last, Mr. Naruhodo. After that young pickpocket sent me on my way, I was forced to lurk in the shadows, cruelly ostracized as the rest of you partake in that jovial atmosphere of fellowship. Oops, so we ignored him? We ignored him when he got bored. Whilst as you shrewdly observe, knowing on the only friend I have left, the 7% solution of caramel. Pray, do you claim to understand that? Were we supposed to talk to him first? Can you rejoin the conversation? Things are going from bad to worse here, you know? Yes, I overheard much of your conversation. Or rather, in my craving for human contact, my ears devoured every word that was uttered. You really were sad, weren't you? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, I feel simply awful for you. Inferences are correct. He solved it already? Oh no. Oh no. Are you telling me we're gonna do that fucking song and dance already? Besides, how much could I pawn it for? It seems Mr. Sholmes has had another of his flashes of inspiration. Here we go again. It's the right thing to do here. Let's do it. Let's do it. Well, Mr. Strahd, it would appear you find yourself in something of a predicament. Where the blue blazes have you been, eh? Pardon? When a lady's in trouble, a true gent's supposed to be there to help. Straight up. Harsh. I love we just fell back. And who, pray tell, are you? Mr. Eckert Benedict, you have in my eyes a veritable encyclopedic array of curiosities about your person. You're also very good at musical statues. Conclusions I have drawn. Oh no, here we go again. First is this. The reason for your visit for the promo today is something you have not revealed yet. Oh! And the second is this. A considerable crime is still in contemplation, one you will orchestrate with intent to steal a vast sum of money. Well, Mr. Benedict, what say you to my deductions? Oh my god! Okay. That's why it's a hard-boiled egg. I have to... Okay, so it looks like Benedict is, the hardened criminal in this scenario. Pardon my pun. So Gina is the one in charge of this. Who do you think you are, sir? Ah, yes, as I hoped. That is precisely the pained expression I was looking for. Here we go again. So, shall we begin? Let's do this. Showtime, don't you think, people? The time has come for yet another Herlock Sholmes Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Here we go, the game's afoot. Conclusion number 1. I love that we start with this. Mystery Man's aim. First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you ventured to this pawnbroker today. You claim to have followed this pickpocketeer, having had the redemption ticket stolen from you on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different. Oh. as revealed by that which you hold in your hand. Yes, what brought you to this shop in the first place is the staff recruitment flyer. What? Piece of paper in your hand is a staff wanted advertisement for this very shop. Yet even the most unobservant would soon realize that a man of your appearance has no need for such employ. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. The cane which you unwillingly clutch to your person exhibits an incomprehensible contradiction. What utter rot! I've had this cane for years! The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the missing ferrule. The end of any walking cane will be terminated with a metal ferrule to protect the wooden tip. The wooden tip of this has been utterly bare. Therefore, there is only one conclusion. The rod that you hold in your hand, which appears to be a walking cane, is in fact no cane at all. Oh! That's a flinch. Is something wrong? And in your recoiling, you admittedly filter the answer to the next conundrum. Namely, what is the truth behind the rod you bear? Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle. From the moment I saw it, my suspicions were aroused. What walking cane demands such a stout handle, mused I. But of course, as I said, this is no walking cane. No, that rod is a shovel handle? Determine this undeniable truth, the conclusion is clear. Your true motive for coming here is a new shovel. Point establishment in order to... What? To tunnel underneath the pawnbroker hidden treasure? No. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. For we must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in the planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, intend to excavate the ground beneath this pawnbroker with a broken shovel? What on earth do you propose I would expect to find there? Pfft. Some long-forgotten treasure, I suppose? Save for such a fanciful theory, what possible reason could I have to do as you say? Oh, but there is an apple reason. As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. Oh, gaze! More tell than I could have hoped. He looked. So there's something over there. There's something about it. So what do you look? A council notice? I don't know about that. Okay, we need the first part before this even gets even close. According to the enclosed plan of the upcoming sewage works, beneath this shop runs a sewer that adjoins another, one that runs under the bank of the opposite side of the road. This madness has entered the sewers now, has it? Excavating the ground, you gain access to the waterway. And that flows into a very close proximity to the great vault of the financial institution opposite. What are you? In summary, sir, you devised a master plan to pull off an elaborate bank robbery. Master plan? Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. With what plunder did the thief hope to make off from the underground vault of the bank? Are you quite serious? Having consulted with Scotland Yard some days ago, I happen to know the answer. Actually, the answer is no secret to you, is it, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us what we need to know. What? The Great Exhibition? Currently in the final stages of preparation, the Great Exhibit will soon be underway, and the government has provided extra funds to complete its centerpiece, the Crystal Tower. Funds that currently sit in the vault of the bank on the other side of the road. Pardon? Yes, the considerable crime you have been contemplating is the theft of which that sits in the vault of the bank, the special reserve funds. Top secret police information, so keep it under your hat, please. That doesn't help when you just brought that into the open, you idiot. Thus concludes Airlock Sherm's great deduction of this pawn-breaking puzzle. Do I say more? Sherms. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, an impressively upbeat deduction for a detective racked with loneliness would not agree. Is it true what you said about the bank over the road and what it has in the vault? Indeed, though few know of its existence, it is one of the government's most closely guarded secrets. Gregson told me, in the strictest confidence. But you just announced it to everyone here rather loudly. Ah, and if it's such a big secret, how would Mr. Benedict have come to find out about it? There can be one explanation for that. It's because the man is a criminal. Well, what if he didn't know anything about the money in the vault? If he is a criminal, as you said, then buying a brand new shovel is sure to be the first thing he does now that you've revealed it. Oh, or if he doesn't, Windybag will. He already has plenty of shovels here after all. All my life! I assure you I'm no unscrupulous. Well, hopefully this has taught you a valuable lesson. Sensitive information must be handled with the utmost care. Idiots. So once the word is out, it's out. Perhaps I'll think twice before confiding in you next time, Mr. Sholmes. Excellent idea, Mr. Naruhodo. An excellent idea. Then, Mr. Naruhodo, you know what to do, I'm sure. Yes, let's listen to that great deduction again and see if we can massage it into shape. At least Naruhodo's willing to go implied with this. Start once more from the beginning. Of Airlock Sherm's magnificent logic and reasoning spectacular. Ready, everyone? Don your caps. Let's rock. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. So, it's not this. So let's figure this out together. First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you ventured to this pawnbroker. You claim to have followed this pickpocket here, having had the redemption ticket stolen on the streets. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something. So that's a defining statement. As revealed by that which you hold in your hand. No, it wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be the recruitment flyer. To show his reasoning, Mr. Benedict came here in order to apply for a job so he could dig down through the floor in an attempt to tunnel into the sewers to gain access to the money in the vault of the bank. But he wouldn't get very far with a broken shovel, would he? No, I think it's fair to say his motives lie elsewhere. The question is, where? What did Mr. bring here at a particular point in time? Hello? Wait, that looks like Gina! Interesting. What it says. Name Gina Lestrade, height 5'2", green cap, scruffy waistcoat, grubby white shirt, blue satchel, ragged. Shit! Smoke grenade launcher in his face for sure. The detail of his shop has been written down here too. Windybag's pawnbroker, Baker Street, redemption deadline 15th of April. I think we've got our answer. Got it! There we go! The shop in the first place is the info about Miss Lestrade. Quite so, my dear fellow. It would appear that the writing and sketch on the reverse of the flyer pertain to the pickpocket Miss Lestrade and to Mr. Windybag's pawnbroker here. Ah! You originally told us Oh, Gina gets the spotlight. Given chase after Mr. Soto redemption ticket from you. But that, sir, is a thinly veiled lie. Veiled lie. It is the information on the back of the flyer that led you here today, by which I mean... Here to Windyback's pawnbroker, and today the redemption deadline of the overcoat! So you waited outside for the young girl matching the description to have written down to arrive. And you have gone to some lengths to hide the reason for your pursuit. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. So this is the thing that's issuing me. Your omitedly clutched to your person exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. What utter rot! I've had this cane for years! In which I speak as of course... No, it wouldn't be that. What's a furl? It's the metal cap commonly found on the end of a cane, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah, the bit that makes the nice clacking sound on the pavement. Yes, exactly. And Mr. Sholmes is right. It appears to be missing on his cane. Doesn't actually look broken, does it? No, it doesn't, though the gentleman certainly did recoil when Mr. Sholmes identified the cane as suspicious. There's some secret about the cane. Hang on. What's this? On the handle. Initials. Yeah, I see it. In the West, it's customary for people to engrave their belongings with the first letters of their names. So Herlock Sholmes would be HS, you mean? That's right. And the initials on this cane, obviously... AG. I feel as though that's not quite right. Oh, hello. There's the camera. Is it? Is it the initials? Would it be the initials? And the only thing that's wrong about the cane, unless... yeah, it would be the obvious bit, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Take that!
Bingo! Yeah, it was as simple as that. I'm an idiot. Speakers, of course, the initialing. A most astute observation, wouldn't you say, Mr. Eggert Benedict? We are led to believe, sir, that your initials are EB. Yet, in a most possessive manner, do you have in your grasp of cane bearing the initials AG? An incontrovertible contradiction indeed, would you not agree? No, you're wrong. This cane isn't... You said before that you've had that cane for years. Gah! Don't I try to say you just borrowed it from a friend or found it in the park. In short, though you hold yourself to be a gentleman, you have withheld your true name. Hello? A flinch? You recoil, sir. Is something wrong? And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answer to the next conundrum to present itself. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle which you inevitably would like to conceal is the key to understanding this riddle. No, okay, so there's more to this. Mr. Sod redeemed the fine-looking overcoat, and now a mysterious man has appeared, introducing himself with a fake name, claiming the overcoat belongs to him. You identified Mr. Strad with a written description, which suggests that you've... True. To do here is somehow prove the overcoat cannot possibly belong to him. Hello. Coming apart, look. You know, a moment ago Mr. Benedict was surprised by something that was said. I thought I heard him making a rather strange noise. It sounded a bit like a tiny growl. I think it was possibly the sound of his seam ripping open. To fit, the sides stretched to bursting and he wouldn't have any hope of fastening at the front. That I'd like to see. Sorry? It's Mr. Benedict running around. He's really giving this some thought. Might as well check the hat. I've been looking closely at this hat for some time now, and it suddenly occurred to me that a bright white top hat like that might just be the hat for me. You like it, do you? I think I do, don't I? Well, in that case, you could see if there isn't something similar on Mr. Winterback's forfeited items. I don't have an issue with hats. I do not have an issue with a hat. What is your hunt? This is not anything to do with a hat. I promise. Look, it's just a coincidence that he has a white hat and I got a hat. So it's not that hat. It's this hat. This hat, not that hat. This hat, that hat. This hat, that's it. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. It's gotta be this.
Take that!
There we go! The split seam which you inevitably would like to conceal is the key to understanding this. Ah! Yes, because the overcoat is rather obviously a poor fit. Having forced it over your broad shoulders, the seam is already breaking apart. My suspicions were aroused from the outset. When you so boldly lied about your name and so boldly waylaid this pickpocket. Ah! This catalogue of untruths has been for one very specific purpose. To acquire that coat. Young girl redeemed. Ah! Well, what really irks me is this. The considerable crime I initially imagined has been considerably curtailed. So he even knows that this has rummaged it. Ding! So, it's gotta be the disc. Yeah, it's the disc. It's gotta be the disc. Because he was profound by one disc. And he said there were two. Like, or he said there were more. Sorry, should I specify? It turns out to be two. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, designed a wheeze to flitch some tawdry article of ponage? Have you forgotten that I redeemed the article in the proper manner using the watchword? Had I not been the one to deposit it in the first place? How could I possibly have known the relevant details, n'est-ce pas? Oh, but when the watchword can be discovered, as you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. And your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped. What? Let us consider how one might come to learn a secret watchword relating to the pawned property of another. The method is revealed by the council notice on the... Wait a minute. No, that's definitely not right. Anyway, I think of tunneling into the sewers, which is a pity, because it all sounded rather exciting. Well, at least he's honest. Can't deny this mysterious gentleman did know the watchword. Yes, Professor. If you didn't know that word, Mr. Windyback would never allow you to redeem the article. Looking at it another way, if you did know that word, Mr. Windyback would allow you, whether it was yours or not. So the question is, could this gentleman have found the watchword out somehow? Okay, check the notelet. And Mr. Beck swiveled on that day. Does it say? Professor! Making note of the watchwords his customers give him. Their script as well. Oops! I think we know where we're looking.
Take that!
Got it! The method is revealed by the notelet on the counter to which your eyes were eventually drawn. Yes, the broker here follows the same procedure whenever a customer comes to redeem an article. He asks the customer for the watchword and notes down the response uttered on the note that he has to hand. Then he consults his ledger and confirms whether or not the watchword matches that of the article in question. I would expect nothing less of a diligent pawnbroker. But his diligence clearly has its disadvantages. What are you talking about? It is increasingly apparent that you were present in this shop before your accusation against Mr. Strad. In all likelihood, you followed her inside and then observed her talking to Mr. Windyback. When the diligent broker made a note of the watchword as is common practice, you observed him writing the word professor on the note behind the ledger. Bingo! And that, sir, was the master plan you devised to steal the poniard article from the young Mr. Strad. Master plan! Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. Why would you go to such lengths to redeem that particular article for this pawnbroker? Quite serious. For an ill-fitting overcoat hardly seems to justify the effort, much less a worthless music box disc. But naturally, you had very good reason to make them yours, didn't you, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about. Isn't it a rather interesting piece of evidence? You see, this picture postcard tells us what we need to know. So it's not... So is it this? The music box disc within the pockets, which according to Mr. Windybag isn't worth a penny, and yet this man went to such lengths to steal them. All the evidence. We've already... Really? You are... This is...
Take that!
Wow, that was not even anything, that one. You see, this music box disc tells us all we need to know. What's that on the back? It reads, for McGilded. Ah! Mr. Magnus McGilded. A philanthropist who perished in curious circumstances at the Old Bailey 2 months ago. A prominent man in London, though his loanmonger demonstrated a distant lack of scruples. So, you're an associate of his, are you? Or perhaps a subordinate? Mr. McGilded was a man of unusual small stature. In fact... he was precisely the right size for that overcoat you squeezed yourself into. Your true identity remains shrouded in mystery, Mr. Eggert Benedict. But the final conclusion here is crystal clear. The reason you came into this pawnbroker today was to retrieve an article left behind by the late Magnus McGilded. No! Sorted. Solved. And... deduction complete. Elementary. It's elementary, my dear viewers. Elementary. Well, Mr. Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expect to hear in this circumstances. Alright. I expect him to fall over. I'm afraid there's something very troubling on my mind. Pray tell, Mr. Sato. Well, according to what Mr. Windybag told us earlier, today was the final day in which the coat could have been redeemed, was it not? Yes, Mom, that is correct. Today would have been precisely 2 months since it was first deposited. It's 15th of April, so 2 months ago today. would have been 15th of February, sir. That's right. It's all carefully recorded in my ledger. Deposited 10:30 p.m., I see. Wait. Half past 10 in the evening, the time at which the terrible events were... Oh! Okay, suggestive is not the word. It would seem the matter is entirely beyond coincidence. It was planned. Fucking planned. You are, of course, at liberty to make whatever outlandish deductions you choose. However, I must insist you hand over the music box disc now. Shit! It would be a terrible shame for you to return to your native land in a box. Huh. What do you know? This game really decided to... Huh, what do you know? Saz wasn't the first one to come up with it. You're going home in a box! Shit. Nope. There are some things a man must protect at all costs. This may be very one of those things. Then again, it may not. Hold it. Whoa! Windy Bank. He actually went, hold it. He actually had his own hold it. Good on him. I like it. I like this guy. I would have to take my own life. See Windy Bank? No. That's enough. Grayson! Oh, Gregson. That's enough. Inspector? That's right, Sunshine. The alarm was raised on one of our dedicated emergency lines, so we got here as fast as we could. Now, what's all this about, eh? Oh, praise be, you're here at last. It was moments away from forfeiting my own life in my own establishment. Benedict. Seeing you have the upper hand. I actually gave up quietly. Good on him. Well, I see. Right, you got some explaining to do. I don't appreciate being bothered with some petty argy-bargy. Mr. Windyback very nearly met with his end. Yeah, by his own gun, as far as I can tell. Oh dear. And the whole of Britain could meet with its end if I don't get to the bottom of this case I'm supposed to be working on. Wait, case? Spare no detail, Gregson. I might have said a little too much. No matter, it's nothing to do with you lot. Anyway, sir, you're gonna have to come with me down to the station. Now. But of course, Inspector. Oh shit! He huffs us up. He lost his fish and chips for a minute. There's been a spat of thefts at pawn shops around here recently, so we fitted emergency buttons underneath the counters for brokers to let us know where there's trouble. Good, Windy Bag. Well done. So this is where security came in. Now then, Mr. Permanently in mourning. Yes? I'll be taking that whatever it is of McGill down to the yard, thank you very much. So hand it over! Oh yes, of course. It's mine, that is. Mine. Sorry, miss, but anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now. As evidence? If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector. Sorry, Gina. Not much you can do. It's either that or you're withholding things. And so we handed Mr. McGilded's disc over to Inspector Gregson, and he was summarily turfed out of the shop and onto the street. Nice! Nice! Hey, I did it! I got through that one without suffering a loss. It's my first one when I didn't fuck up. I didn't fuck up for once. For once, I used my noodle. Because everyone should know what they're doing by now. See, that's why I ate grown-ups. All I do is feed you to a pack of lies and take stuff away from you. You Mr. Stodd, tell me, is that your overcoat keeping you warm? What? Oh, she fucking took it! Yeah, the deal let me keep it, after I looked daggers at him long enough. He went through the pockets and said, go on then, have it, before telling me to scarper. Always pays off giving people a look you ain't 'em. Can't help feeling that it's going to get you into serious trouble one day. What I really wanted was that nice shiny disc mind. Okay, you might want to give us that one. I said it was practically worthless. I think I'm gonna go and have another bash. Give him a long, hard stare. I think not, Mr. Strahd. We shan't enter Windybags again today. Why not? Alright, Del. It can't be helped, I'm afraid. The police are investigating the scene now and taking a statement from Mr. Windybag. But at this point, I've had the ticket for this coat and it was in the coat's pocket. Should be something else and all. That's the... Rotten Cove. Yeah, he did. He said there was two things. Two discs. Now she's really pushing her luck. Mr. Strahd, I think it's time to admit defeat. You've had your haul for the day. Yeah, and it's all your fault, Sholmes. So what are your plans now? Will you dine with us this season? Eh? Iris would be delighted to cook, I'm sure. I might entertain you with a modest violin recital. I need to double... Okay, well the disc's gone. Good lord, everyone here. Okay. 48, great sense of responsibility to clients, good on him. Gina... She and Iris have become firm friends. Oh! Egbert Bernadette. They stern a single-minded approach and a great lover of fish and chips. Mm. No, Ta. Oh. Why would I come round to your place, eh? Have you lost your head or something? And she's off. Baka. Oh dear, she's gone. Having revelled on me quite unnecessarily, my dad. I can't help wondering. She might turn up anyway. Interesting. Once she's had a chance to calm down, I think there's a good chance she'll decide to come. No. Very well then. I'll inform Iris to set a place for our potential guest at the dinner table this evening. And one more thing. I should be glad of your company later too. I believe I will have a rather splendid surprise to show you. Interesting. You shall have to wait and see, Mr. Sato. Until later, then. Killer's eating fish and chips at the moment. No cone, sadly. Aww. That's a shame. Might as well check the places while we're at it. That's Windybags. It's a jeweler's too. Good on him. Yes, you're right. I find pawn shops at home rather inapproachable, personally. Reminds me of tearful parting with my favorite fountain pen. I felt so miserable. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, good on you. Is there anything else here? Really? Just one screen? Damn. It's already been 2 months since we started taking lodgings here above Mr. Sholmes' office. I still can't quite believe it. I never expected things would turn out like this. Who would? Who would? To actually be sharing an accommodation with the world's greatest detective. Wait, inch-high private eye? Secret squirrel? Danger mouse? Should I keep going? No, I have not one regret. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'd be happy to defend you, of course. Oh, damn it. I thought there was a new one there. Is there really nothing else here? God damn. That was partially let down, not gonna lie. let's go to the suite. 'Cause sweet, sweet girls are sweet. I'll always be there for you, sweet, sweet. I don't know. Why did Amy Rose's theme pop into my head? Oh, Susie and Bruno, come in, come in. Oh, Iris. Thank you so much for breakfast this morning. Oh, don't mention it. Goodness, look at the time already. Busy as always. I am. I'm preparing everything for dinner this evening. Already? You're obviously cooking something special, are you? Oh yes, after all, we have a special guest joining us. Guess who it is? Go on, you'll never guess. Look at those little eyes of hers shining. Oh dear, it is awkward when you already know the answer, isn't it? It's Ginny, isn't that exciting? Oh, well, what a surprise. Yes, that's wonderful news. Yeah, it's a horrible feeling when you go through that. Question of the stream for you guys. Have you ever been in a situation like that? Where there's been a surprise and you've known about it, but you have to feign the ignorance? I will tell you, I have once. There was a surprise birthday party that I had to basically keep secret for a friend of mine. And I was the one who had to get them to the cinema. So I had to walk with them for the cinema, but I had to distract them a little bit while the others actually arrived to go to the cinema room where the party room was to set up the things. So I was basically told to keep distracted, and they asked, well, this is weird out of the blue for you, asking me to the cinema like this. I'm sure everyone else would have liked to have come. Why'd you specifically invite me? And I'm like, I can't make this up! And I'll be honest, it was a girl, so they generally teased me and thought, I didn't know you liked me that way, Chris. And I had to pretend it was a fucking date. At the end of it all, she gave me a kiss and said, you're a cheeky one, you know that. Her boyfriend was one of the ones who organized this, but she at least gave me the kiss on the cheek and said, you're a tease, you know that. So charming. Yeah, that was a genuine true story when I was 15. No joke. So, yeah. Let that be a lesson to you. For any of you youngsters out there. What? Oh yes, that does sound like fun. I'm not sure that's entirely appropriate. Are you, Mr. Naruto? By the way, Iris, what's Mr. Sholmes up to? He's back at his desk again. Mr. Sholmes? I beg that you won't speak to me. Hmm? Oh, not here. I am invisible. I don't know how to respond to that. I do apologize. He gets like this when he's completely oblivious to everything. Really, he behaves just like a child sometimes. Hurley does. Mr. Sholmes and Iris have something of a parent-child relationship. Yeah, who's the parent? Except that Iris is clearly the parent here. Come to think of it, I wonder where her real parents are. Oh! What's the matter, Bruno? You have ever such a funny look on your face. Oh, no, it's nothing. I know what it is. Why does this girl live here with Mr. Sholmes? Oh my fucking god, she's good! Oh, Bruno, I can read you like a book. Ugh, this girl is dangerous. You know a combination to a safe, she will suss you out in 2 seconds. Your password is the number of times you've eaten a cheeseburger. Don't worry, you can ask me anything. I won't mind. Can we agree that the 4 of these lot together are genuinely amazing? I'm not gonna lie, I like the combination. So by Genie, you mean Mr. Strahd, the young woman from the McGilded case? Yes, who also stole my experimental smoke grenade launcher? Although, after that trial, I invited her back here and we had dinner together. And now we're the best of friends. Aww. What a lovely tale. Yes, now if I bump into her on the street, she runs away as fast as she can. Oh. And I chase after her down the back alleys. I'm not sure that's what friends do. Tag, you're it. Interesting idea of friendship. And then I let her have the latest color of smoke grenade I've developed. Oh. There are so many beautiful colors in the world. Genie wants me to make a whole rainbow. I suppose this means you've let Mr. Strut keep the smoke grenade launcher. Yes, that's right. I'd got bored of it anyway. Hurley always reacts the same whenever I shoot him with it now. Poor Hurley. Wait for Jeannie to arrive. It's been too long since she last came over. I'm so excited. Just hope she doesn't actually come. I hope she does come. It's starting to get a bit warm. I have to go get a drink in a minute. Here with Hurley, haven't you? Has crossed my mind. That and where are your real parents? My mommy and daddy aren't with me anymore. Yeah, I assumed we were going the orphan route. Mommy passed away when I was born, and at around the same time, my father, well, he had to go to a faraway land because of one of the cases he and Hurley were working on. He and Hurley. So, she didn't mention that before. Yep. He wrote them all in his diaries. Oh, shit. So, all of their adventures are in those books? And we know who it is. Mr. Sholmes really did have a partner with whom he tackled so many of those texting cases? Oh, yes. I mean, it's always nice to have one, isn't it? So Mr. Sholmes' partner was your father? Exactly. Hurley told me I wasn't allowed to look in the chest, but that only made me want to look even more. So I opened it up. Yep, that's right, Aeon. Yes. Who wrote these? He nearly fell out of his chair. And then he told me, that's when I found out the author of all those accounts was my father. Mr. Sholmes' partner. And here we go, I sense the bombshell! I've practically lived with Hurley all my life. I was tiny when he took me in. So, it came as quite a shock. When Hurley told me he wasn't really my daddy, I mean, it must have done. And look why Mr. Sholmes chose to tell you at such a young age. My guess, probably coming of age. Thought you were strong enough to know, most likely. You wouldn't have been able to hide it from me. Oh? Well, having lived with Hurley all these years, you might say that his ways have rubbed off on me. There are some things I can just see. Especially lies. I almost know when people are lying before they open their mouths sometimes. God damn! Where did you learn that? Let me learn that trick. Anyway, I was so fascinated when I read Daddy's diaries. That's what inspired me to write The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Oh! So Mr. Sholmes simply told you about those thrilling stories. Oh no, Hurley's hopeless like that. He forgets everything. As soon as he solved a case, it all but vanishes from his mind. Oh, I see. The other day, it was so embarrassing. As usual, he totally forgot about the case he just solved. So the very next day, he gathered together all the people involved and proceeded to solve the case again. Quite the shock for everyone. You can say that again. You share your father's surname, don't you, Iris? That's right, Wilson. Daddy is Dr. John H. Wilson. I learned from his diaries that he's a doctor of medicine. No. To some distant. There's a doctor by the name of John H. Wilson. And now the... Oh, I forgot about that judge. I forgot about that judge. Slightly. was Dr. John H. Wilson. And click! Imperial Yume University. A man who, in the most bizarre circumstances, lost his life just before we left Japan. Mr. Sato, perhaps we shouldn't pursue this conversation any further. Sasato knows too. Definitely a good idea. And he's back. And he's back. Whatever did you not make your presence known to me before? Well, no matter now. So, how the devil are you? We've been with you for most of the day. Goodness, really? Brain dead. Is your violin unscathed? Hmm? My violin? Whatever are you talking about, dear madam? Wow. Wow, really, really bad. On that note, I have something far more interesting to show you. Behold, my dear fellows. Another disc? Not another disc. This is the one Gregson demanded we hand over. What? Wait, what? He swapped him! He fucking swapped him! Attaboy! What's it doing here? You know, at times, Mr. Naruhodo, I think that though I have undeniable time for detection, I may well be more adept at larceny. Ooh, that would be wonderfully exciting. I'd be your pickpocketing assistant, and Runo could be our go-to lawyer if we ever get caught. Right. Plus, Susie has such beautiful handwriting, she could write all of our menacing crime notifications. Yes, I'd be delighted. I'm just going to pretend this conversation never happened. Thank you, Sasato. Thank you for nodding. I gotta know this. So Inspector Gregson took it back to Scotland Yard. Quite correct. And that sort of uncompromising attitude is precisely why I always carry some of this. That's a bar of caramel, Mr. Sholmes. Your one and only friend in times of loneliness, if I'm not mistaken. If you will humor me, my dear fellows, cast your minds back to when the good detective confiscated the disc. Now, whatever it is, if the guild is down, yep, so hand it over. We still have something as evidence, my dear fellow. We have no choice but to capitulate. And he was the one who handed it. For the briefest of moments, I had the disc in my hand, did I not? I still don't understand. It was at precisely that moment that I summoned my one and only friend into action. I pressed the disc into the pair of bars, like this. Oh my fucking god! I have no words for this. That's fucking clever. Indeed, this caramel is quite exceptional. I developed myself, you know. We know shows a super highlight of hand. God damn it, he's a fucking genius. It proves very useful indeed. Take a house key, for example. A simple press in its unique form is duplicated. I can detect anyone's property at will, and never without eye-sucker's nourishment. Yes, it sounds illegal. From the image, I was able to create this. I confess I was most curious to know what manner of music would issue from the disc when played. Yeah, I'm curious by this too. I'm very curious. Well, unfortunately, I have no idea. None whatsoever. God damn it. Is there a music box, my dear fellows? No, I'm afraid not. Goodness, you don't know Runo? Uh-oh. Yeah, oh yeah, this book. Special metal piece called a comb, that's what produces the sound. Small protuberances pluck the different teeth of the comb as they rotate past it, making different notes. The first music box community used a rotating cylinder with protuberances on it. So in short, it did it by itself. A new type of player was produced, which uses discs such as these. With that development, the popularity of music boxes spread far and wide, all around the globe. Why exactly? Because the discs are easy to produce and can be interchanged to facilitate the playing of different tunes. There are a great many firms in Europe now manufacturing music boxes as a result. Yeah, I think one of them's called Panasonic. It is wonderful to be able to enjoy music, even when no performer is present. It is the very success of the invention that means we are now presented with an insurmountable problem. What do you mean? As you may imagine, the construction of one firm's music box does not match that of another, and we have no way of knowing in which music box this particular disc was designed to be played. No solution to this problem, I'm afraid. It's retractable. I see, so that's why. Naturally, I tested the disc in those few music boxes I have at my disposal. But as you can hear, to no avail. The results were equally unsatisfactory in this one. So I am presently engaged in acquiring an example of all the music boxes ever made in Europe. Jesus Christ! That's early for you, always taking things too far. But my dear girl, an unsolved riddle is quite repugnant to my constitution. Ah, he failed his constitution saving throw. Onto a huge volume of music boxes, won't it? Yes, that is certainly true. In the worst case, I shall just have to ask you to vacate the attic room. What? Okay, Magnus. Magnus McGilded. Not the name I expect to hear it again so soon. Yeah. It's Connor's bad allergy flows over simple attacks. It's true. Intelligence is high. Perception, not so much. Well, actually, no, his perception is good, just he has disadvantage on every check. He keeps getting the disadvantage. I know what you got. Roll with disadvantage. The flyer! Grizzly. Was it the curse of the Reaper? No one knows still now. The omnibus was used to a pile of ash, no shred of evidence remained. And with the man's death, the truth about the murder in which he was so intimately involved was buried. Trial, the newspaper is still claiming that it remains an unsolved case. Yeah, that is the issue still. Good lord. Just a thrice-fired Mason. In the end, the truth of the matter remains a mystery. We still have no idea what really happened that night. And McGilded. I'm not guilty through my defense. That was the right judgment or not. Well, the good news. Well, basically, Del, we actually found that Sholmes created a copy of the disc. He created a copy of the disc we found. Well, it's time of starting. Also, as we sort of gathered, Iris's father was basically the first victim in the first case. Do you know we'll be here before long? Thank you, Iris. Oh, well, you must let me help you then. Of course, Susie. There's plenty to do. I think I shall investigate the condition of my faithful performing partner. Now then, where did I leave it? Must be a lesson to Mr. Sholmes. Never leave anything too precious with the pawnbroker. Yes, you may be right. That reminds me of something Mr. Windyback said before. Manuscript of Iris is in pawn, didn't he? Did he? Definitely mentioned it. Mr. Sholmes' latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom, where his words, I believe. So you heard about that, did you? I expect you were as incensed as I was. Oh yes, the idea of such a wonderful story languishing in Mr. Bunny's storeroom, gathering dust. My dear madam, I'm quite sure I told you already. The pawnbroker's storeroom is the safest place for it. More secure than a bank's vault. And what about your Stradivarius Hurley? Stradivarius Hurley? Was that safe and secure? Well, there may be the occasional mix-up. Caused by a certain imperious someone not too far from me now. Do you have any idea how long it took me to write that Baskerville story? It's the Hound of the Baskerville. The Hound of the Baskervilles. I should love to read it. Oh. That caused a trigger. A big one. Oh. Why does it feel like an icy chill just swept through the room? Did you say... You said the Hound of the Baskervilles. But how could you know the full I was wondering that! I thought that was a glitch! That was a technical fuck-up! Sasato. It's because Miss Sasato's such a great fan of all the story. Oh shit, I just thought... The Telegraph? You don't think... Bruno, the Hound of the Baskervilles, has never been published. When I showed Hurley the manuscript, I wasn't allowed to publish it yet. I don't understand. That's why he said that he'd keep it safe until it was the right time for the story to be made public. Except as a Windy Bags. And yet, how could Susie here know its title? Sholmes. Gina's here. Baka. This was a bad idea. I know I weren't welcome. I'm going. No, wait! Waiting your arrival. Oh. Come along, Susie. Make yourself at home. Don't stand in the doorway, my dear girl. Come on in. What say you to some Mendelssohn? Mendelssohn. I won't take no for an answer. Meddlesome it is, that. Aww. Pussycat! Oh, Wagahai. Good to see you. Oh, sorry. Pussycat! Just random cat. That evening, Iris prepared us a meal that was even more delicious than usual. Mr. Show's violent performance was in no way meddlesome, and Gina, as we came to call her, taught us how to steal things from one another without being noticed. Everyone thoroughly enjoyed themselves, well into the night. Aww. April 9:34 p.m. Narrow Huddle's Legal Consultancy. Yeah, I want the kitty. Definitely, if it sounds like it. I feel as though I can still hear the enchanting strains of Mr. Shump's violin. Best of all, I could steal the glasses from his lordship's face next time. I'd rather you didn't. But I think consult with you about something. It's gonna be the telegraph. Yep. I thought so. I've been summoned. The telegram was from the Lord Chief Justice's office. Oh! That won't be necessary, Allison. I've been summoned alone. Yeah. I cannot has Kitty for 2 reasons. Number 1, my dogs. And number 2, I have an allergy to cats. I genuinely have an allergy to cats. A 4. I have no idea. Suppose I'll find out tomorrow. Whatever it is, it's making me feel very uneasy. Huh? Oh, Iris! Oh no, what are you doing? Gina? She's staying? Yes, Gina's gonna stay with us tonight. She's gonna sleep in with me. Oh, isn't that right, Jeannie? Well, yeah. Oh. Like a Mata-tea. Oh. Giving Gina a nice little place. What in particular? All those things Jeannie showed us. Wasn't it wonderful? Oh, you mean all those pickpocketing techniques? We had fun trying them out on each other, didn't we? I think I've awakened a natural talent. I couldn't live you from it. No, you're doing good. No, don't go back. You might be getting ahead of yourself a little there. So humble pause at this late hour. Well, you see, I came to return the... Oh, shit! She stole the armband! God damn! Iris literally is a child genius. Now wait, can you guys hear a random beep beep every so often? I understand why you wear it though. Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, that's the reason about that. Iris? This is your office, is it? What do you think, Jeannie? I think I wouldn't fancy me chances with a lawyer who lives in a place like this. Yes, me too. It seems as though Iris here still has something she'd like to talk about. Yep. Okay, let's get to the bottom of this. Suppose you're hoping to talk about the manuscript, aren't you? Aren't you going to tell me? I'm so sorry. I need a little more time, please. Oh! If I made you feel awkward. What the fuck is going on? Is this the... I got a feeling this is connected. This is connected to all those fucking things when they said, we'll tell you something. I got a feeling it's connected to that. It has to. I don't know what this is about, really, but it's a story you made up, is it, Iris? That mental script or whatever you call it? It's not exactly a story that I made up. It's something I read in Daddy's diaries. Oh, shit! That's right. I don't suppose I mentioned it to you before, Jeannie, but my daddy was Hurley's assistant once, his partner. They solved all sorts of strange and mysterious cases together. Yeah. Apparently so. Surprised as you are, though. And Daddy wrote all the details of every single case down you see in these diaries. So I studied them and write my stories based on what actually happened. Where's your old man now, then? He had to go away on urgent business to a faraway land, and he'll be gone for a very long time. So I've never really met him. Oops. Don't know anything about Gina's parents either. Perhaps we should ask her. Okay, Hound of the Baskerville story. I take it that's another tale inspired by your father's accounts? Okay, where's this going? But it's different somehow from the other cases, I mean. I don't really know, but it must be special in some way, because after I'd written it and showed the manuscript to Hurley, he turned as white as a sheet. It was the first time I've ever seen him like that. Pains me to have to say this after you've told over it for so long, Iris, but this story must not be published at this time, under any circumstances. It's one of my best works. I'm not at liberty to say. Not now, so please do not ask me. Oh, shit. Without spoiling this, guys, to those who know this story, the Hound of the Baskervilles, are we even touching anywhere close to it by now? Or is it one that I really should know? Because I really don't know. Solemnly swear that I will explain everything one day, Iris, when the time is right. And that's how the manuscript came to be with Mr. Windybank, isn't it? Yes. Hurley said it had to be somewhere very safe. That really gets my goat, that does. He's treating you like a child. Should do. His keeping secret like that. Gene, I'm sure Mr. Jonas isn't trying to be mean. Eh? If he said he wasn't at liberty to talk about it, I'm sure there must have been a very good reason. And I think you know something, Sasato. You're not too trusting for your own good, but he can't pull the wool over my eyes. Shams is lying about this. I bet me life on it. What? Hurley's lying to me? I don't think lying is the phrase. I see you! But we can inspect things. I better check this out later. Whoa! So don't know anything about your parents, Gina. I ain't got any, have I? Never did have. Oh. Look, the East End's full of orphans like me. No one wants nothing to do with us from the minute we're born, not even our mums. That's horrible. But we all stick together. And the older ones look after the little ones and make sure they get by. So that's why you're a pickpocket. Nah, diving's my life. I love it. I get a kick out of it every time I lift some pompous idiot's purse. And that's how we all afford to eat. I'm like Robin Hood, ain't it? That's how I see it. Rob the rich to feed the poor. Or rob the snobs to feed the worthy. I do think about it sometimes. What it'd be like to have parents, I mean. I always thought it'd make everything right. But having listened to what Iris just said, it sounds like having parents ain't always easy either. Oh. I mean, if you know you never had them, you don't feel like you always wanted to meet them. It's true. I do want to see Daddy so much. Oh, this is going to be one hell of a can of worms to open. Although I feel like this isn't a can of worms. This is, I think we got to a tail, I think we got to a can of whales. I think it's that fucking big. You said you know Mr. Jones. Well, he reckons he popped that mental script or whatever, right? come on, that's obviously a load of rubbish. Would you think that? Good point. Rob the snobs to fill our gobs. I like that one. That's a good one. Rather than run away. In other words, you could know about it. Ah. Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it without telling you. But Hurley would never do something like that. I'm sure of it. Huh. Grown-ups do a lot worse than that, believe me. Barefaced liars, a lot of them. I'm telling you, that manuscript ain't a Winniebags. You'd soon seen if you... Even if you think you can trust him, I don't. That Jones is a liar like the rest of them. I have wondered if Hurley's telling me the truth sometimes. See? Oh, but I don't mean that I think he sold it. I mean that I sometimes wonder if he might have hidden my manuscript somewhere I don't know. Even though it's wrong of me to doubt him. Jeez. Look at the time. Jeannie, we should go back downstairs. Yeah, alright. Don't mention this to Hurley, will you? No, of course not. Good night then, Iris. Good night, Gina. Tomorrow morning. I insist. Yes, please. I can't wait, Susie. Then, oh, at least Gina's happy about the idea. Easy to forget, isn't it? Sometimes she speaks like an adult, but deep down she's still just a child. John H. Wilson, Iris's father, but also the name of the murdered visiting professor at Yuma University. Can't be a mere coincidence. There's something deeper going on. Nahuda? Wait. Mr. Sholmes? It's the middle of the night. List, of course. Of course Gina would leave. She's an independent young woman. She'd probably decide to go home, no? I think not. From speaking to her before she retired, received the distinct impression that she was looking forward to breakfasting with Mr. Sato. No, I don't believe the girl has gone home, but I've been waiting for over an hour now. If you'll indulge me, look out of the window, my dear fellow. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No. Wait. No. No, she didn't. Did Gina generally do it? Has Gina gone to get the Hound of the Baskervilles? What a situation, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, fuck! Well, anyway, we must investigate. Sasato's here. Looks like she couldn't sleep either. I think Gina's gonna be the defense in this. She's doing this to help. She's doing this to help Iris. Oh, what is this game about helping? The second case was defending Gina in this scenario. The third was trying to defend the other half of the... No, the second case was defending about that small cat incident and all that, and it was an accident. And the third one was about Gina. Then the fourth case was involving the lovers and... What is this game? Yeah, I realized. So it's nothing more sinister. Come, there's not a moment to lose. Clearly something is... I realize, Cotlol. What the shit? Stop. After them, go! Shit. What the... I've lost them. But whatever you hear... Oh, hello, Copper. I was just raised from this pawnbroker, sir. Would you know something about that? Oh, my friend, Mr. Shums, has been shot. Shot? With the policeman close behind me, I ran back to Windy Banks. Shums?
Mr. Sholmes!
Mr. Narado!
How bad is it? Never mind me, but there's much at stake. Behind that door. In the storeroom. Hurry!
Damn it. Storeroom. Gina!
It's Gina!
I fucking knew it. Welp! Well, this turned interesting, didn't it? Oh, it's spiked. Fucking hell, what a time. So there's not, I don't even know if you guys saw that or not. The short version is, Sholmes has been shot. He's still alright. Yeah, pawnbroker's been shot and Gina's out cold. Welp. I think that's all for tonight. 'Cause I am done. So, with that said, it appears Gina's going back to the court unless there's something else in this scenario. So with that said, everybody, I called it. I fucking called it. I am a mind reader. I've played enough of this shit. Somebody call my brother because somebody get me my mobile because I called it. Right, but with that said, everyone, that's all for tonight. I'm sorry to leave it on a cliffhanger like that, but I think that's probably about enough before we get to a stop point. So with that said, who we rating? Where are we dropping, boys? Good question. I'm gonna double check. Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm gonna have to annoy you on this one. Of the wonderful timing of all of this shit. I am so sorry. Well, I suppose we'll just randomly raid a random one. We'll send everybody that way. I don't know who the hell we're gonna raid though, but You know what? Part 8 when? I think we'll probably do it tomorrow. I think we might do it tomorrow if people want to see it. Wait, is Pro Jared generally doing a stream right now? Wait, oh, fair enough. You know what? We'll go raid Pro Jared. We'll go raid Pro Jared. Why not? Let's go raid Pro Jared. Yeah, don't spoil it if we're going that way, guys. I hope I'm spelling this right, because I feel like we should do this. Yeah, you know what? Let's send everyone that way, and let's go give Pro Jared some love. So until then, everybody, that's all for tonight's episode. And I will see you guys tomorrow when we will continue case number 5. What exactly has happened? Who are those 2 culprits who invaded our fucking area? And where is this going to go? I don't know, but I'm getting invested. And I'm loving every minute. So tomorrow we will get on with this. And we will see where this ballpark flies. So until then, everybody, if you were charged with joy with this stream, be sure and hit the subscribe button or the follow wherever you're watching us. And we'll see you all for tomorrow's live stream. Until then, guys, check us out on our Discord. Keep in touch on Twitter. You know, the usual stuff as we go. But until then, everybody, this is Brownie of the Joy Charge Gamers, signing off on Let's Play Live, the great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Until then, everyone, stay charged and catch you all later. Goodbye.
I am satisfied with your answers.
Oh.
Let us start with the trial.
I want to hear if he reads
Your
this.
Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to apprise the court of the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
Mr. Rodburn, get take a sub to Mr. Skyfish.
Oh.
This is it then.
I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind.
The professor?
Can't hear a single
You
word
mean
he's
Dr.
saying.
Mikotoba?
Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean...
There we go.
Well, I can still act as your assistant.